Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. Thank you for spending some time with us today. My name is Brian Billig, and welcome to What's New in Neos in 19 Minutes. We were going to give you a full 20, but we're big fans of alliteration. So we're going to keep this really quick and let you all get back to your lunch break. So again, thank you for joining us. I am going to move fast today. And that's just like Neos because it's amazing to me. We are releasing new content every single month. So we thought this new webinar series would be helpful to keep you guys up on all the new features because literally every month there's new stuff in the program and it's all so cool. And I want you to be able to take advantage of it. So let's dive in. Oh, we got a good crew already. Look at all these people. I see some friends. I see some staff. Paul Hernandez, my man, taking care of us on social media. I see you and I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and share my screen and we will dive in. All right. So you should be seeing my Neo screen. This is our intakes overview for your Intake Pro users or our classic Neos today with all the cool new My Dashboard setup. But we're here to talk about the new features that were just released this week. So I appreciate you joining the webinar. If you ever want to see what's new, and for all of your staff that aren't with us today, feel free to share. You can always go to Help, which brings you to the support portal. And you see this What's New tab right here. We're going to click this, and there's two different places to see everything. The first is literally a rundown of the What's New page. And this has everything that you're going to want to know about all the new features that were just released. And I'm literally going to use this page today. We're just going to run down this list together. But what's also awesome, if you want to take a look, is the Neos changelog. And this is a little more technical, but it's a straight rundown of all the releases. So you can literally see all this new content that was coming in June and May and April and March. And just, I mean, this is all just this year and it keeps going. So please take a look. If you missed any of those updates, there's some wonderful stuff to take advantage of. All right, let's get to the features because we only have 19 minutes. So starting with right at the top of the list here, configurable case header. This has been a client request going way back into the Needles days. So as you guys know, every case has a header up top with the most important information about that case, the case number, the case type, a class code, who it's assigned to, but it's all stuck that way. We've determined what those fields are for you. Well, you know Neos is all about customization, so now you have the ability to customize this case header as well. Now, it's customized by case type. So in order to make changes, we're going to go to Settings, Case Types, and then select the case type that you want to make modifications to. We'll do the classic MVA. So right in the General tab, you'll find this new section right here, Header Display, and it's got two boxes. The first one is Field Options. These are all the fields that you can put up into the header. And the second one, displayed in header, is what's there right now. So let's say you have an alternate case number or a firm number for your cases that you would like to keep track of, and you want that right in the header bar. You literally drag from one window to the next, and it's that simple. And they'll also be in sequence. So let's say I want case number first and then the firm's in-house number. So I can drag them up and down. Now I've got what I need. I click Save. Let's go back to our case. We're going to close it and reopen it. And when it opens back up, you'll notice right up top, case number, firm number. Oh, missed the highlight there. So it's that easy. Now your Neos administrators can go in and decide which of these fields they would like. And there's no limit. You can put in up to all the fields that are listed in that field options window. If your case header gets kind of big, depending on your screen resolution or how you have things set up, we've also made the case header openable or collapsible. So if I want to shrink that down, I click this caret right here and it comes back. Gone and back, so that you have that control over the critical space on your screen. So that is customizable case header, literally that easy to modify. I would leave it to your Neos administrators because it is by case type. So if you make a change to MVA, all the MVA cases will display that new customized header. All right, let's see what we got next. Reminders, another big request. So checklist items, I've said it literally for decades now. The checklist is the backbone of your system. That is the workflow, lets you know exactly what needs to get done and when. But sometimes you want a little extra assistance to remind you when an important checklist item is coming up. Excuse me. I apologize. I'm on the tail end of my first bout of COVID, and I can't kick this cough. It's a rite of passage these days. So back to checklist. You can do this in any of the 3 places that you'll find checklist. In an actual case, the checklist on your today screen, or in the checklist summary on the main menu bar. But we'll do it from inside this case. So let's say there's a really important checklist item. These are all done. This is a really good case. Let's use this one. Follow-up call to adjuster. We're going to change that due date to today, which is June 30th, 2022. Okay. So refresh our checklist and let's find that item. All right. So here's our follow-up call to adjuster. If we would like to add a reminder, we can just click on the checklist item, or we click on the details button. And that will open up this side pane right here. And look, new field, remind me. It's that simple. So you've got a couple of options here. You can remind me on the due date, 1 day before the checklist item drops, or 1 week before the checklist item drops. And you can pick multiples. So I want you to remind me on the due date and 1 day before. I can even pick a time. So let's say 9 a.m., just getting my day up and running. Close it. And it's that simple. You'll literally get a notification, a pop-up of that checklist item. And you know what? I just realized I set it for 9 a.m., but let's go ahead and set one more for the due date. And we're going to say 1:08 p.m. And we'll keep going and you guys will see that notification pop up. All right. So it's that easy with reminders. When the reminder pops up, you'll get a pop just like if you get a new Neos message or an @ in one of your cases, and then it will show up in the notification center. All right, let's keep going with what else we have here. Table tile. Okay, so this is very cool in the Neos dashboard. I already mentioned right at the beginning here how much I love these dashboards. We've got charts and we've got numbers. So if I want to see, lots of metrics in one place, I can use a chart tile. If I want to see, the number of cases that need attention, i.e. they haven't had a note in, X number of days, then I can use just a straight number. If you want to add a table tile, you click edit and add tile. And look, we've got the third option right here. Now a table tile is basically a list or grid, just like you see in all your other reports. And now you have the ability to add that to the My Dashboards page. So we got to give it, let's pick a search query here. What would be interesting? Okay, let's say Matt's cases. This is a report that I created to show a specific staff member or my cases. And we'll call it Matt's cases. Now, these are advanced search queries. So if you ever want to create a new query to add to these tiles, just go to search, advanced search, and create a new search there and just save it. And then you'll have that option from that dropdown. Now, wow, that's way too much data for this small space. So let's clean it up a little bit. We can go to any of these 3-dot menus, click columns. We're going to get rid of this. This. Okay. So we get the case numbers, the case names, and the case types. And as with all of these dashboards, we can resize, we can move it around, we can put it wherever we want. So if you want a quick list of items like today's intakes or my open cases or whatever sort of list that you would like to have on your dashboard, you have that ability. All right. let's go back to our list. 19 minutes is going to be plenty of time. We're cranking through this. Excuse me. Next on our list is assign counsel to multiple parties. This is a small but significant and helpful change. So let's go back into our case. And as you guys know, you have a counsel tab to keep track of the attorneys that are handling the other parties in a case. So if you don't have any entries in your counsel tab, you click add and you can go through the details. But I have one here. I have Janice Lincoln, and she's currently representing Mr. Fisk in this case. So previously, if I wanted Miss Lincoln to represent multiple parties, I would have to create multiple counsel entries for each individual one. So now this is a multi-select field. So currently representing Wilson Fisk. If I click the drop down, I can select whom else she may be representing in this case. So she might be representing Mr. Fisk, but also the insurance company handling the case. So I select both. I have both. I've got them in one entry. It's much simpler than having to create a whole separate entry, and we're good to go. All right. Back to our list again, cranking right through it. Address book. Okay. This is totally new and totally familiar at the same time. So we're going to go back to Neos, and address book is now replacing browse providers on the main menu bar. So up top, you've had browse cases, browse documents, and the next was browse providers. So you could see all your providers in one place, and you still can. So if we click address book, it is now going to open up a list of all the contacts in your Neo system, regardless of what type of contact, whether they're just a provider or involved with a specific case or multiple cases, whatever, they're all here. So we have our full list. And if you would like to see, and you can see I've got a lot of providers here, if you just want to see providers, it's one more click away. That's it. You click providers, and now, just like you had before, you have the ability to browse all and specifically your providers. And if you would like to see all, you just click all. And now we're back to all of our contacts in our Neo system. We do have some cool functions to help you find specifically what you're looking for. So if we enter a name, let's say I'm looking for Frank, we're going to find Frank in a couple of different ways. So I've got Frank Castle, Franklin Nelson, Dr. Teresa Frank, Franklin Credit Union, and Mr. and Mrs. Barr that live on 22 Franklin Road. So it'll find it in any of these fields. However you're searching for it, you can find what you need. In addition to the search, we also have this cool filter option. So always click the upside down pyramid. There's always cool stuff hiding there. So if we click filter, we can now search all of our contacts, or specifically our providers, if we're looking for specific expert witnesses or specific provider roles or specialties. So the one I like is if I'm looking for court reporters. I can click court reporters. I can enter anything else in that I want here, but I click apply, and my list of all my contacts is going to quickly parse down to specifically the court reporters that I have in my system. And of course, I can single click to access once, and double click to open up the actual provider card and see everything associated with that contact. All right, one more thing to show you. Let's clear our filters by clicking reset all and apply. Obviously, we have these columns here, so you can sort by columns if you like, but I've got two cool columns here on the end. If your provider has notes, you'll know that by this little icon here. And if they have documents associated with that provider, like a CV or something like that, you will actually see the indicator has documents by this little folder icon. So you've got everything you need right there. Okay, that is the brand new address book, which is also browse providers. So you've got that functionality that you enjoyed before. Back to our list. Premium documents package enhancement. Okay, this one is specifically for my users that are using the premium documents package. which gives you the PDF editing and the OCR. So let's go back into our case, and we're going to go to our Documents tab. The PDF editor is relatively new, just released a couple of weeks ago. It allows you to edit PDFs from inside Neos. You don't have to download them, make modifications in Adobe or something else, and then upload another copy. We can do it right here. So let's find ourselves a good PDF. Okay, we'll use this pleading. And we click PDF editor. So this is going to open up the PDF for us. And again, I am inside of Neos. So there's two new features for the PDF editor that were just released in this release. And the first is redaction. So if you need to redact a PDF straight from Neos, we open the PDF, we click redact right here, super easy. And we're going to make a box around whatever we think needs to be redacted. So this is my box, and for some reason, I really don't like my table of contents here. So once I've made my box, I've got a couple of options. I can put comments there in case I need to share anything with my colleagues. I can actually put text labels on it if there are any explanations necessary. I can approve or apply the redaction, or I can delete the box and do something else. So let's go ahead and apply the redaction. You are going to get a warning. Excuse me. I made it as far as Fauci did, so I consider that a badge of honor. So we're going to apply our redaction. Are you sure? Because it is going to redact this document right here, right now. I am sure. Boom, it is redacted. That area is now confidential. So if I share the document, the information that was redacted will not be shared as well. All right. There's another function here that is new, and that is flattening. So if you are annotating your PDFs, if you're putting little notes in the margin or whatever for PDF documents, they actually exist as separate layers. I've got the PDF document itself, and I've got the annotations, which can be turned on or off. If you want to flatten the document, that means bring them all into one layer. The annotations become a permanent part of the PDF. You can do that. So let's say I made some annotations, but I was too busy pantomiming with my hands. We click Save As. So we can save a new copy of this document. Redacted document. It's going to save right into our case folder. And we've got Flatten PDF as an option right here. So click Flatten, click Save. We have now saved a fresh copy of our redacted, flattened PDF. That easy. Okay, so let's close this PDF. Let's go back to our case. We'll go back to our case docs tab. And there it is. Redacted document created today by me. Good to go. Oh my goodness, it's 1:18. We've got 1 minute. All right, we got one thing left. QuickBooks IIF support. If you don't know what IIF is, don't worry about it. There's a variety of different types of QuickBooks and a variety of different accounting integrations. And some of the larger firms have been requesting an IIF integration that is now available. So if we go to accounting and we have multiple checks that we've exported, these are all posted. But if you want to export, you can now export in IIF format. So if that's necessary for your accounting department, it is now an option through Neos. And that brings us to 1:19. So once again, I just want to say, be sure to check out the support portal. There's all kinds of cool stuff here, frequently asked questions, knowledge base, learning hub with all kinds of tutorial videos covering a lot, hey, customizable header of all the new functionality. You'll always find that stuff here. If you haven't checked out the settlement calculator, check that one out too. But also you have that what's new, and you can always see all the newest features in your Neos system. All right, that'll do it. Thank you so much for your time today. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your lunch break. And I'll see you right here next month with a whole new set of new features. Thanks again for your time.